guy?
And find something you're passionate about besides Ziggy.
Good evening, lovelies. My lovely doves. I got the idea from Flying Doves. You can thank her. Cool Gamer, where's your wait, who's what's Danny's boyfriend's name? Is your girlfriend Danny? Giving him something he can feel. I've had that song in my freaking skull forever, all day. Light. Oh, hopefully we can stay civil. I'm kind of afraid to drop the link, but I would like to get back to that, a little bit back to that format. Old school Ziggy, but like hopefully just not the drama as bad. Maybe just like a tiny bit. Don't mind all my I'm trying to all my Anna Lee. So well, I don't know, guys. Like I was listening to Molly Golightly earlier, and I mean, I felt like she was making a lot. I felt like Andrea was making sense. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest. Hey, always late. Virtually beat up, I know. Well, I knew I had stayed quiet about the stuff with the person who went live about me last night, and I'm not going to address it like I told them I wasn't going to. But something had happened about a week or two ago between us on a phone call, and it's was kind of shitty of them, so I got upset at TM and BK, but it was behind the scenes and it wasn't something I was going to air out here. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. But I do appreciate the free advertisement. Thanks, BK. Oh, I don't think she'll be on here. No, she won't be on here. If you guys are thinking she's going to come. No. I'm just saying I agreed with her and what some of the things she was saying, because we have lost sight a little bit of, it's hard to keep everything into perspective and context. It's easy for us to let our brains forget everything that we have witnessed over the last, however many months. But I also get some, other people's viewpoints on Don a little bit because, I remember meeting him for the first time and I was given such shit because I said he seemed like a decent person. I was just being honest. But sometimes, well, a lot of times you get beat up for the truth if you express how you truly feel. But I think that a lot of these people truly feel the way that I do think there's some people just trying to capitalize on the fact that Don's willing to talk again. But I do believe that there's other people who truly just have kind of lost some context as far as like it's hard to, like, every day, like when I was seeing her last night, I had totally forgot. That's one thing I do want to address. The reason why I'm not required to share everything that is told to me when I go to Tennessee. I do because that's just, I think it's best for everybody to kind of share info. But I'm not required to. So if I was talking to somebody on the phone while I was in Tennessee and I didn't mention something about Fred saying something about a look like a dug up grave area site, then that does not mean that it didn't happen just because I didn't tell somebody. Why? I mean, I don't know what people think. Nobody tells me anything. Everything I get information I had to figure out myself because everybody in this freaking community so bad wants to be the one to release info. And watch, every time somebody releases info, that's when the drama gets really high. I'm just trying to go by what I think is the right thing, whether it pisses people off or not. And but the thing that sucks is like there's a lot of people I like who are viewing things differently than me. And it sucks because then that's when friendships like become strained or people feel some sort of way because, their friend doesn't feel the same, agree with what you're saying. But it's no personal attack to any of you. So if you believe like Don and Candace are, innocent, then that's great. I think that is great for discussion. That way it gives us something to discuss and debate. Like that way we can go back and forth and I can say why I believe contrary, and you tell me why you believe that Candace or Don is innocent completely. Everyone else does get a pass. That's true. I know. And yeah, people do want to know what Fred says. And the thing is, I get beat up every time. Guys, I'm just, like I put in the description of this video that I'm sure nobody saw because nobody ever looks at the description. But, I mean, I'm choosing to believe Fred until I have seen a straight outright lie. I'm not talking about some superstitious beliefs about monkeys or whatever. I mean straight out like lie, like we've seen Jody Sue do over time and time again. I have no reason not to believe Fred. Now, I heard it with my own ears, and I promise to get it for you guys too. I'll record it or text or something so that you can see it straight from him, because it is important to see it straight from him. I agree. But unfortunately, my recording did not save while I was in Tennessee talking to Fred, which sucked royally. And TM knew that. Everybody knows my freaking memory is horrible. I have a lot going on in my life, you know, especially recently, along with the depression and stuff. Like, my memory was absolutely, it's getting better now, but my mind was elsewhere. It was not thinking about telling TM everything that I couldn't keep my thoughts straight. I remember trying to tell her, like, I just couldn't think straight. I was so upset about the recording not saving. So I didn't have an opportunity soon after she secretly had Benny on the phone when she told me he wasn't on the phone. And like a smart one, he talked and I heard him. And it's like, okay, did I release that phone call? Everybody knows my phone calls are recorded, but did I release that? No, I just let it. I just was like, whatever. That's not what this is about, anyways. You know, it's petty. Side thing with Fred. I saw a video done by what's his name? And oh gosh, I saw a video of somebody doing a little skit with Fred and I, like singing together, like "I've Got You, Babe" or something, a Sonny and Cher type. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm just passionate about certain things, like, in the truth. And when I know, I mean, that's what I believe him to be telling the truth. That's why I'm so passionate about it. But at the same time, I also have been wrong about people before. So I'm trying. But from my experience with him, I haven't heard any straight out lies. Yes, it is related to Summer. Well, actually, we can't say if, I mean, that's when they supposedly came onto this. I'm guessing that I'm not the only one. I would guess that Cam probably has heard rumors of this. And if he hasn't, I'm sure he could find out from some locals pretty easily. But the thing is, I don't know. I think sometimes people just release what fits their, I don't know. I am kind of bummed how all in some people are with Dawn and Candace, but it made me believe since they won they were guilty. I still stand by that. Yes, I have, Buffalo Mountain. Well, actually, I can't say I've seen it. I need to watch all of it. We were kind of going over it the other day, but yeah, I've seen some of it. But that is a very good video. That if one of the mods could drop that in the chat, because it is the way she did that had to have taken days. Like, I've been wanting to do something like that, but just don't have the time. And I just don't. I can't do lives and create content like that. That takes days. You guys, she deserves the views and the subscribers. So hopefully people go over there and subscribe to her, because it looks like she kind of put together a compilation of interviews and just different things that have happened in the case, like kind of, you know, one after the other in a video. But you have to watch it all, you know. And when I did watch it, some of them I just don't like. It's hard for me to sit through listening to. Like, I mean, some of that stuff I've seen so much that she has in there, but some of it we just completely forget, like, and completely. I mean, we've had so many little things said. Oh, somebody today messaged me and told me that there's a rumor about Marlena Crawford and Ziggy Valero being the same person. Is that true? Was that said? Apparently, Dave Radar said. What do you mean, Dave Radar said it too? He said that? Oh no, it's a different Leslie. It's a different. No, she wasn't. He was married to his ex-wife is named Christina. It's Christina. So Dave Radar mentioned something about a over off on Fields Road. Now, I can't promise like how Fred heard this. No, the cops shouldn't just go up and tell him. You guys, you got to remember, this is another important point about it. One thing that's very important, the reason and what would put him in a position to be able to hear something like this is because Fred is the one who let law enforcement know about that property off of Fields Road. Law enforcement didn't know anything about that property until Fred told them about it, about Andy going over there the night the Summer went missing. So that's probably another little reason why it's possible he could have been in a position to hear something like that. If he was the one that gave the tip to go check Fields and Bells Road area about go check that property because Andy went over there that evening. So I'm glad I just remembered that because I was thinking that last night. See, these little things, like, you guys, I forget very important details sometimes. Oh, you're so sweet, Lisa. Yes, thank you. Okay. That's another reason. Okay. Thank you. You just remind me another thing Fred said. He said that was the reason why, if you guys remember, they started being careful about disclosing where they were searching because they feel that she had been moved. Why did they feel like she had been moved? Because they saw an area off of Fields Road that looked like she could have possibly been there. That's what I'm thinking. Because that would have been early on. Fred would have told the law enforcement that probably within the first week. I'm guessing it probably wasn't the first night because, I mean, law enforcement was still, it would have had to been the next, at least the soonest the next day because, I mean, with all the stuff going on, I wouldn't think that they interviewed Fred that night, or I don't know. Oh my God. I did hear somebody talking about this. Do you know a timestamp, Buffalo Mountain? If anybody has a timestamp and wants to send that to my email, which is right here, Nightbot just dropped it, YouTube Ziggy at Outlook. Also, I'm trying to get a hold of, since we got over 300 in here right now, please, to the guy, I'm still trying to talk to the guy who saw, that's another thing. Let's mention this again. So, also, supposedly now, this guy that saw Summer, or not Summer, I'm sorry. Okay, supposedly this guy that saw Candace the day Summer went missing, it was when Candace was in the vehicle at the end of the driveway, and he says it was, now I'm being told it was 4 to 4:30, but last time I was told it was 4:30 to 5, so I'm like, oh. But now we know it wasn't walking, because that never made sense. Like, she didn't, that is so far. Oh, where the boys are, channel like, he'll strike me. Oh wait, it's cool. Okay, let's pull that video again. And I'll share the link in the comments. Okay. Hey, Killer Looks. What the hell is that noise? Yeah, I don't remember that part either, but let's see. Maybe I should put that comment back on the screen so that. But I did hear somebody else say this, so now it's kind of sparking my interest because this is the second time I've heard something like this. And you think it starts about where you see the kids on the bikes. Okay. Wonder if it's right here. Are you talking about all the way at the beginning? Hold on, let's see what this is.
Additionally, canine teams specializing in a variety of search methods have also been utilized. Have you searched phones and computers belonging to the Wells family? Yes. Working along with the Hawkins County Sheriff, the FBI, numerous subpoenas and search warrants have been obtained, resulting in any available digital evidence being collected, searched, and documented. This includes social media accounts. That's huge. Have you searched the waterways in the area? Yes, dive teams were brought in to search bodies of water in the area. Have you conducted?
My wife brought lunch out there and stuff like that, you know, and we was eating, and she run outside and she turned around and there wasn't no railing there to catch her, and so she fell off about the fourth step and hit the ground. And she was crying. She says, "Daddy, why didn't you save me?" I said, "I'm sorry, Summer. I'm sorry. I didn't know." And she says, "That's okay, Daddy." That's what kind of spirit she is.
The love of our life. She's what made our world go around. I'm scared that somebody's hurting her, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's smothered.
Work. I'm glad she got to go to all these places with her daughter. You know, for the first 2 years, 18 months or so, Summer, when she was born, she didn't want her mother. She only wanted me. And Candace coerced her all. Summer, when she was born, she didn't want.
We have to see Athena's family. I want to see their ears. Athena's ears are freaking goes like up. I don't understand. I thought, well, I guess Sarah's kind of.
Want her mother.
Is that. Where all these pups are today?
She only wanted me. And Candace coerced her all these years by taking her to all these places, fishing and stuff. And it took all this time to get, but Summer loved her mother. You know, it took time. And I don't know why she was just so attached to me like that. I've never had anything like that happen to me before. And I was just so thankful. You know, I thank God, you know, because I've never had anybody love me like that.
My knee, I have a knee replacement. And she was worried that there was something wrong with it. And she took me into the hospital. And I ended up getting a shot for it to get rid of the pain. And they prescribed me medication to take to get the swelling down out of my knee. Then we waited around for my prescription. Summer went swimming that day at the horse stables, I believe it was. And then we come back in.
You guys, that makes me so uncomfortable. The horse stables, I think it was. Candace seriously has her, like, put her mother up to this. I just feel it. She could have got her freaking mom in trouble. I just feel like she convinced her mom to say this story.
And she took me into the hospital. And I ended up getting a shot for it to get rid of the pain. And they prescribed me medication to take to get the swelling down out of my knee. Then we waited around for my prescription. Summer went swimming that day at the horse stables, I believe it was. And then we come back in. I went in my camper, and after we brought my groceries in for me, and the boys helped with that, and of course Summer. And
see, the problem I have with this is that this is coming from the memory of somebody who's trying to recall a story. This isn't coming from a memory of somebody who actually lived it. It's just obvious to me. Hey, Prayer Garden. You want to come up here, Prayer Garden? Have a little reunion? Could age be a factor? I don't know. You would think you wouldn't remember, or that you would think that you would remember where you went swimming. Like, that part just seems like at the horse stables, I think it was. I don't know. That doesn't seem. All right, go on, Prayer Garden. Oh gosh. What's Prayer Garden's beliefs on all this, though? Are we going to be arguing? I don't want to argue. Okay, let's make sure it's her. All right, is it you?
It's me.
Okay. So, what do you think about all? I mean, are you pals with Dawn now, or are you or are you talking to him again, or?
Okay, now can you not? Am I not feeding back?
Oh no, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, I was getting feedback.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, I believe you're right. And I believe you've been taking a lot of shit that you shouldn't have to take from people, getting on your back for going down there in Tennessee. Girl, you got a right to go any damn place you want to go. Put your feet any damn where they want to be.
No, you
right?
know what? You know what Dawn told me? Or well, he did. He tried to act like he wasn't talking to me, but he sent me this Facebook message, acting like he was talking to somebody else while he was talking about Ziggy. And he said Ziggy came down here uninvited. Like, I have to be invited by Dawn Wells to go to Tennessee.
Said also, yeah, and Jody Sue. Special.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Hey, I don't know when they got a deed to the whole fucking place, but I guess they did sometime, right?
I know.
at some point.
Absolutely. They're saying in the chat. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I coined that phrase, right?
I haven't been able to check, go over there and check out your channel, lately and everything. So I didn't know your stance on everything, but
Hey, I think you're absolutely right. Grandis is sitting there. She knows where Warriors Park is, right? She knows where the horse pond is. I mean, if she was there that day, she'd have known she was there. And she wasn't in the video. And if she would have been there, I felt she would have been in the video as well, right? So where the hell was this old lady? Right?
well, I think, yeah, exactly. And I actually, I don't know why, but why did I feel bad for her? Like her daughter set her up to this. Like, I don't know why I feel bad for her, but I just feel like
I don't feel bad. You mean for Grandis?
yeah, like what if Grandis doesn't know what happened? But
I'm going to tell you something. I absolutely do not feel sorry for this old bag at all. Not at all. Absolutely not. I don't feel sorry for none of them. You know who I feel sorry for? Summer Moon Utah Wells, the missing little girl, 5 years old, that these dirtbags did something to, and none of them want to tell the truth about what happened, right?
Yeah. Did you hear what I about the whole what Fred told me about the whole the grave thing? Or
No,
did you
girl.
not have that? Okay, so which I don't have it recorded because my freaking conversation with Fred did not get saved, but I am gonna get him to put it on. I am gonna get it straight from him so people can hear it straight from him. But he said, and I don't know exactly how he heard, I don't know. I'm not saying he told him or something.
Right.
But according to him, he is the one that told law enforcement that the Bernards had another property over there off of Fields Road, Fields and Bells. And they did not know about that property before that. And I guess that's why they went over there. And supposedly when they went there, they found an area that looked like could have been like it was dug up. It was disturbed, like a, body possibly was there and then moved.
Right.
And then Fred said that is the reason that they got extra weird about people knowing where they're searching because of that right there. Just makes sense. But I'm getting a lot of shit for it, like I made it up or something.
And I do know, no, you ain't making that shit up because I heard through the grapevine as well that as soon as TBI heard about that property where Jody Sue and Andy took up residence at that particular property before they moved up the 125 Ben Hill Road. That's where they were located. And it is true. They did not understand that property was there. No one mentioned it. They thought they were in the clear and safe zone, right? And yeah, as soon as they found out about it, they took their asses right through there and searched it thoroughly, right? And that's the same thing I heard. I heard that, that law enforcement believes that Summer's been moved more than once. That's absolutely the truth.
Yeah.
And
wouldn't it be interesting to hear if we could confirm with law enforcement that I also want to confirm and see if they had dogs like hit in that area too, because I need to ask him that because I can't remember if he said something about dogs.
That takes us back. That takes us back to Jody Sue and Candace having their little fight about the money issue. Remember, Jody Sue thought that Candace should be giving her part of all the gift cards and the monies and everything that was and because she asked Jody Sue to change her story.
Oh no, I think that she thought that Candace should be giving her part of it because she's involved in this whole thing. She's involved in the crime.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, if you talk to if you were my neighbor across the road and you talk to law enforcement about me, how the hell am I going to know what you said? The only way I'm going to know what you said is if me and you were corresponding on what to say and what not to say to law enforcement, right? And then if I feel like, I'm for some reason that, I have the control, some kind of control to call over there and tell you, hey, Ziggy, I think you need to change the story up. This timeline ain't fitting. What the hell is that? What the hell?
Right.
Why do I feel compelled that I can call you and tell you, hey, let's change a timeline? How in the hell would I even know what you was telling law enforcement anyway if it was on the level?
How do you feel now about, I'm curious how you feel now about Don and if he's innocent, because it's like, that's the only one I can make excuses for.
Girl, you don't even want to see my live tonight, because you know what? I'm going mayhem on Don Wells. I'm going absolutely mayhem on Don Wells tonight. Oh yeah.
What time is your live?
I'll be in there probably about 9:30.
Okay, yeah. We'll send everybody there from here that you, okay?
That mother freaker, you would not believe what he did last night. Don Wells don't even know yet. But I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna make him wish he didn't ever mother freaking know me, period, right?
Only on Ziggy. Okay, you're hearing it here first, right? We're waiting. She's getting a cigarette. She has to light a cigarette first. Okay.
He is absolutely.
What'd he do?
Me pissed off, girl. Oh, let me tell you something. You guys would not even believe unless you see the picture show, and you're going to see it tonight. You're going to see it. Watch and see. You all will see it.
Dang it, I thought we were going to see it here first.
I'm still putting content together.
She put out the little teaser here, though, to let you guys know later on over on her show.
That is exactly. No, I didn't plan on even mentioning it, but we went off in that area, and that's you asked about Don Wells, what I think of him, and I'm going to tell you right now, I think he's a snake and a fucking half. And what I can tell you is, I did the math on it, and yeah, Don, I know you got your big ears open. You're listening to all of us out here, you and your drunk ass bitch, right? Well, keep listening, because I'm going to tell you something. I did my math, and I hit right on the nail, right on the freaking head, right? Mr. Don Wells, the freaking drywall finisher. Well, I'm going to tell you what, bitch, you don't know anything about pounding nails into that wall, but I do. And I'm going to let you know right now, pound a few in yours. And you know what? I did my math, Don Wells, and I hit it right on the fucking nail head last night when I said, no, you ain't getting the boys back. You know why? Because you guys are pieces of shit. You got a missing daughter, and you know for a fact law enforcement's not ever going to return those kids to you and take the risk of freaking them coming up missing again.
Right, exactly. Somebody mentioned yesterday, why do they need $10,000 for a lawyer? They already had a lawyer for the kids. So that means the first one, they obviously something happened.
Let me do tell you.
So they need a lawyer to get them out of shit, it sounds like.
Oh, no.
A better lawyer.
No, absolutely not.
Or are they pocketing this money?
Here's what you want to do. Here's what you want to do. 3 kids, minimum child support, because he's in jail, minimum child support, $50 a week. We all have that smartigans, right? $50 a week is minimum child support. For 3 kids times 50, that's $150, right? Take it by the month, it's $600. Take it by 8 months, it adds up to $7,200, right? $7,200. He was first asking for $7,000, and I was like, "Whoa, that's child support." He wants it. Then he asked for $10,000. He wanted to put $2,800 in a nice little nest egg in the bank for him and Candace. That's exactly what this cocksucker wanted everyone to do. It ain't about lawyers. Pay his child support. It's been almost 2 years. Actually, CPS is about to adopt them kids out because they can see that they're not going to be getting them back, right? So what he wanted you to do is put him and his alcoholic old lady in the clear with child enforcement and everything. You pay up all their debts, give them a little nest egg to, you know, and they was going to be like, fuck you all out here anyway. I'm going to tell you, that's about what you was ready to get. Right? But you know what?
Mhm.
PG to the rescue.
Somebody
Them
said PG.
motherfuckers.
Susan doesn't like that language.
Them mother freakers are not going to get away with this.
There you go. She said freakers that time instead of fuckers. Is that
Yeah.
good for you, Susan?
Hey, I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes you got to come down to the scum of the earth's level in order for them to understand.
Yeah. Yes.
Their
yes,
own language.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know,
I mean, in
I
a way,
mean-
I mean, you don't have to.
and
I
at
mean,
my
you have
job,
to kind of.
exactly. My job,
relate
I
to
sit
them.
behind a desk and I talk with way fancier words than I'm using out here in this community. But, you know, for some reason I was born into a life of hell. And yes, you know, I came from the streets like a lot of other people do. And I was in that cesspool for a long time. And I know exactly how that particular, you know, snake pit works, right?
Mhm.
And that's the language I'm using now, because that's the language that when you're in those snake pits and that kind of a cesspool, you learn to use. Right, Ziggy?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
It
But
becomes,
it makes you
becomes
good. It
your
makes
way
you
of
good
life.
at something like this. It makes you good at something like this because you can relate to people, all kinds of people. If you've been there, you know, if you've been in a place where you weren't, you know, maybe doing as well for whatever reason, then that means you can relate to those who are struggling right now. Which a lot of these people are struggling with addictions and whatever else is going on.
Absolutely. You know, we all struggled with, you know, you know, when you come from a life of hell, you know, that's what you turn to. You turn to the alcohol, you turn to the drugs, you turn to the nightlife, you turn to all the, you know, bad stuff, right? I mean, you turn to them house parties and everything that, you know, you're whooping, kind of get your mind off of all the hell that you've, you know, been through in your life. Of course, that's where you're going, right? That's where you're going. And we all struggle, you know, we struggle. We fought to get into that cesspool of a pit, right? To forget and throw our troubles behind us for a while. And then we struggle like hell to get out of it. Because once we got in, you end up getting addicted. You start getting addicted to the alcohol. You get addicted to the drugs. You get addicted to everything. I mean, you even get addicted to, you know, all the bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of people get addicted to the drama because it's an escape from their regular life. But for me, this is my regular life. So you have to. If I continue to do YouTube, which obviously it looks like I've decided to, I have to learn how to deal with it. It's not going. The bullshit's never going to change. Okay, there's always going to be that bullshit here. For me, as a creator. So I have to be able to deal with it. That's just if I'm going to continue this.
Being a creator, I'm not going to say that it isn't, you know, that it can't become a bit stressful here and there, right? But for the most part, you know, it's not that big. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. The biggest stress in YouTube for me personally, and that's just, I'm talking for me, isn't all the haters and everything. Because I'm not out there to please humans. I'm out there to please God, right? When I get off that live, if I can justify everything with God, I'm good. All I worry about is being able to lay down at night and sleep, knowing that, you know, I'm good with God, not humans. That's it. But what is stressful is, you know, the fact that it costs a lot to do this, to be out here on YouTube. I mean, you're paying for all apps, you're paying for research stuff, you're paying for this, you're paying for that. I mean, that paying for everything can bust your backside, right? It can bust your backside. And for me, the biggest stress is, you know, PG, are you going to have enough to keep going on this? You know, you got 4 kids, you got a house, you got all these things to take care of. Are you going to be able to keep pulling out of your, out your ass what you're needing to take care of all of these things. And that can become a little stressful, right?
Yeah.
Because it's something I don't want to give up. And I try my damnedest. And then you have Don Wells come out there and just think he can ask people for $10,000 fucking dollars and they're going to hand it to him. Is he fucking crazy? He did not keep his daughter's name out here and alive for months and months and months. We did.
Kraken Acid says Prayer Garden is giving me nervous gas.
Hey girl, better out than in.
Better out.
There you go.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm not
No
gonna say.
shame in that game. Let it out.
Dude.
Fart in the wind. Nobody cares.
I'm yeah, you in order for you to be able to, if you're working another job besides just like at home?
No, I work a regular job during the day. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta work.
This is home. I would say if you're gonna do something like this, you have to work from home. Like if you should have other income sources, but
Right now,
in the home, like probably
right
work from
now,
home, because otherwise it's way too.
you
It's even
know,
hard for me to juggle.
well,
Selling.
when the C word popped up and everybody,
Mhm.
was able to get to start working at home. Well, personally, the company, the people I work for, they're cool with that. I mean, it actually works good. And so luckily, I haven't had to go back into a regular office. I work from my office here at the home, but I homeschool, and when you homeschool, it also takes a lot of your money and so forth, because you got to buy most of the materials. You got to do a lot in that aspect as well, and you got to pay for the extra curricular activities, taking the kids out, meeting up with other homeschool parents and all of this and that. So it's just like money, right?
Yeah.
And and I'm on there busting my ass all the time, not knowing where the next nickel's going to come from to help keep everything going. And what pisses, and I don't complain. I don't ask anyone for nothing. God knows I don't. I'm not out there for that. What I'm out there for is these children. But it pisses me off when one of these children that we have been keeping in the spotlight and doing all the work and everything for, this man who wants to call himself the dad of this child, that didn't hang up flyers, didn't do a damn thing, didn't search or
exploiting
look,
his own daughter.
can't even come on Facebook or not Facebook, but yeah, Facebook too. He can't come on Facebook or YouTube. He don't want to post pictures of his child. He doesn't want to remind people daily that she's gone. He don't want to. When it comes to Summer, it's like all they want to do is forget she ever existed. And like all they got is some boys in Child Protective Services that they need to pay their child support up for and let go before more accumulates, right?
Yeah, sorry, I was reading the comments, but yeah, we can give CPS for a lawyer to fight to never give those kids back to those evil monsters. Yeah, I don't think they're going to give them back, guys. That would be like a shock.
Absolutely
Can you
not.
imagine what will happen?
No.
There would be such an uproar. I mean, just from the subscribers on YouTube, like, because there would be so many creators just being, I mean, we would be up in our uproar. The ones that are acting like they're helping, get their kids back and want them to, I don't think that they really want them to. I think it's more to try to get information on Summer. I mean, it's just hard for me to believe that they don't.
I was trying to get the Wells to get a lawyer, all right, a lawyer to try to figure out what law enforcement has, everything they have, information on Summer's case that they're keeping away from we the people. It's supposed to be, most everything's supposed to be public knowledge. But what I'm saying is there was a lot of things, a lot of questions we had that law enforcement wasn't answering. And I thought that, these people really had a missing child. Let's get a lawyer and find out exactly what's being concealed in the, in the police files and everything, any information that they got in there from day one on this case.
Yeah.
But no, Donald don't want to try get a lawyer and pry into that. Summer is not his top priority. The boys, we got to put Summer on the back burner, right? Because the boys are still here. Well, that tells me that your daughter's not. So where the fuck is she?
Right. And then we hear these stories about her giving up other kids and stuff that are girls. And it makes you, somebody asked me yesterday, they were like, I could have swore I remember hearing that Dawn barely gave her Candace money. And it makes you wonder, was Candace doing things behind Dawn's back to make money? Like, just so she'd have money? Because I've heard rumors about, wasn't there rumors about him not giving her, like he wouldn't give her money?
No. Candace and Dawn were playing. Man, you gotta get into these people's criminal minds. Dawn and Candace have you're talking about two homeless people slopping around in the back of the van, figuring out any way they can. And you know how homeless people are. I mean, any way they can, they will get it, right? I mean, they don't give a damn. They ain't got nothing but a tongue full of lies, right? They all have crooked tongues in their mouths and a tongue full of lies because they feel like it's important that they be able to exist out there, in a place where they chose to be homeless, right? Well, point being is, I understand that, there is people out there that lose, the people they love. Something really drastic happens. They mentally lose it for a while. They lose everything in their life. They can't cope and maintain things. And some people like that end up homeless. People that came back from Vietnam ended up homeless, because they had all kinds of not only mental, but physical problems as well. Right. And I feel sorry for these people. Yes, I do. But when there's people like Don Wells and Candace Wells that can, do an honest day's damn work just as good as anybody else can, and instead they'll just bum other people and take what they're working their ass off to get. I do not agree with motherfuckers like that. I'm sorry.
Who do you think of all? I'm about to put a poll up and ask everybody of all the, like, Dawn, Candace, Andy, Jody Sue. Who else? Who's like, I could put Freddie. Allie. Just to be fair. Or, well, you think Allie's a suspect? I'm thinking of like suspects. I was going to ask who.
I'm going to tell you something.
Believe is the most suspect, the most sus of all of them. One person.
You want to know the suspects is Andy, Jody Sue.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jody Sue's son.
I want to know who people feel
Dawn,
is definite.
Allie, Hunter. Hunter lied. He did not run into that water to save Summer. I showed it on my live that he already had his shirt off. He was dry as a bone. Summer was standing completely up out in that water when he entered it. Unless he gave her a mouthful of water when he flicked it all over her, she didn't die of no dry drowning. That's bullshit. He did not at any time save her.
Right.
I mean, why are these people lying?
I know. You would think you don't have to lie if you're I just don't get it. Sorry.
And Allie didn't take that big ass off the porch to go down there and see Summer that day. And also she said Hunter went to a doctor, and then we find out no. The girlfriend's mom picked him up at 4:00 and they went straight to a ballpark. He did not go to no doctor. Why'd they lie about that?
Oh, I don't remember hearing about going to the doctor. Did they?
Yeah, she lied that he had a doctor's appointment that was proof that he had nothing to do with Summer. And now we find out, no, there was no doctor's appointment. She damn lied. Why are all of these people lying? And if that doesn't make her a suspect, I think it does, especially when she's got Panda Boy as Hunter's dad, right? That was down there in a Penske's truck riding around picking stuff up out of some kind of storage, right? And Jose, whatever they were picking up, Jose was too scared to ride back with them, right?
Yeah, wasn't it? Oh man, Jose's it will only let me do 4 choices. So I want to see who people think is the most sus out of all 4 between Jody, Andy, Dawn, and Candace. Nobody's picking barely anybody's picking Dawn. I am so shocked that people are the choices. I am shocked actually, because I would my number one would say Jody Sue. I mean, I see why there's some people that are kind of in support. The reason why some people are in support of Dawn and Candace is because they're so against Jody Sue and Andy.
I think the number one suspect in all of this is Candace, because Candace was there. She was the caregiver of Summer, and she was there that day and gave a bogus ass story about 2 minutes sticking her in a door when we know that's bullshit, right? I would have told her as soon as she told, if I was the law enforcement questioning her, as soon as she told me that, I would have said, can you turn around? You're getting some fucking bracelets and get that ass downtown right now.
Well,
Right?
you know what? Another thing, according to Fred, they were ready to arrest, that they were on, like, right on to Dawn, and is what he said. That's what's his, don't take it from me. He said on to Dawn, that when they had Fred wear a wire on Fred wore a wire on Dawn. It was a 2-day thing. And from my understanding, the whole thing got wiped somehow and somebody got fired because of it.
Wow.
And
I know for a fact that Fred was down there talking to Donald, and not only down there talking, but Donald went down and was talking to Fred. And matter of fact, tonight that Fred showed you those bones, I was on the phone with Donald, and he was laughing. And before it even come out, I already knew what Fred was doing to you, because Donald told me.
no, Fred didn't do anything to me.
No, Donald told me that he paid Fred to show you those bones.
No, I don't believe
That's
it.
what he said.
I don't believe it.
He
I
did.
don't believe it for a second. Because
True.
the police he talked to the police and everything about that. I don't think so.
No. It's
I
on.
would have to hear it
honest
on
truth.
tape for me to believe something like that.
It's
nothing
honest truth.
against you. I mean, nothing against you. It's just like, I would have had to heard it.
Donald
before
said
this
Fred Hill.
because I mean, maybe he said that to you after the fact.
No,
Because
it was when you were
I
down
bet
there
he told you
with him.
after
No,
it came out, because
absolutely not. Absolutely not. When you were down there,
I don't think so.
he told me you were down
Because
there.
because I know everybody knew I was down there. I was filming while I was there.
He told me you were there.
I went live that night when it was found. I mean, that was a whole, remember, it was a whole freaking drama thing. The actual rumor was going around is Jody Sue was saying that was the one that was saying Fred did it. So that was the rumor that was put out immediately by Jody Sue. So I'm just imagining you might have talked to him right away, but I think had to have been right after, and he's just going and spreading some stupid story like they always do.
I was on the phone with him.
I just don't believe
I don't think you even had any internet, because you did a live later, and you had
I don't have internet while I'm out there on the road.
You said you had no internet, and he had told me what was going down, and he was laughing. He was cracking up that it was going down.
And you wouldn't go live about that and put that out there if you knew something like that? That seems like something you would go live and be like, oh my God, listen, you know what I mean?
I don't even know if I had started going live on my own at that time or not. I don't remember.
It was.
I had no idea. Maybe I was.
It's just hard for me to believe because of.
Maybe I was, but you know what? If I was, I did mention it. Matter of fact, I've mentioned it a few times on my lives that Dawn set you up, and it was laughing about it. I mean, if there's anybody in here from my channel,
well, the problem with that, the only reason why that worries me about putting that out there as truth is because people are already like not believing Fred about stuff, and if we put out. I don't know. If I had proof of that, yeah, that would really be a big problem to me. If I had proof that was absolutely true,
Ask
then
him, telling
I
Don.
did, I did, and he's talked about it, and he talked about it. He's talked about it several times since. Like I've been there since then, and he that was actually the bone incident was the first time I was there, and then I went back in June, and then I went back.
Our bucket list has holes. Yeah, I did talk about it many times. I've talked about it, and and that's why I felt that you couldn't trust Fred Hill, because Donald did that. I mean, Donald did tell me that. I was on the phone with him. Well, you didn't even have any internet, and he told me Fred was going to do this to you, and he was laughing, and he said Fred would do anything. I said, why are you having that done? What are you talking about? And he's like, Fred would do anything.
How is that
a few
possible?
bucks.
He didn't even know I was down there at that time. Now that I think about it,
No, yes, he did.
no,
He
he
knew.
didn't. He didn't meet up with. He did or no? I went live that night about it. When did I go live? I'll have to find. Let me find out when I went live for the first
That's
time.
that's when you also, I believe, got the dog from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that was after the bone incident.
No, he knew you were there. He knew you were there in Tennessee when you got into Tennessee.
I don't know. I don't tell people.
And Jody Sue knew. There was a lot of people that
Well,
knew.
Jody Sue, Jody Sue knew the a couple days after I was there. Yeah.
The Wells knew immediately. Matter of fact, Don's the one that told me you were in there. And I said, what? And he's like, yeah. And he knew you were in there the minute you got in there this time. For some reason.
No, he didn't know the minute I was there this time, unless, well, he could have if TM and BK told you. Yeah, that's possible. But from my understanding, they weren't. BK was not talking to Don until a couple days after I was there.
BK is talking to Don now. BK is kissing Don's backside.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
And so is Cam. Cam is sitting there, putting Don's sisters down, right? Talking about how they had, something to do with a 15-year-old boy. Well, let me tell you something, Cam. A 15-year-old boy, I mean, a lot of kids are doing the dirty at 15 years old, right? 15's usually about the time you get to doing the dirty out there, as teenagers, so, but that's a lot different from doing it with a 5-year-old, right? A 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old, or when you're 18, 19 coming back to do it with a 12-year-old. Please do not try to listen what Don's got on his back by trying to, throw out something that, doesn't mean a hill of freaking beans, right? At 15, you make your decision if you want to do something like that or you don't want to do something like that, right? Whether you're a boy or girl, you make that decision. You can't blame it on your parents because you're already holding hands, kissing up, and doing things with somebody somewhere anyway.
Yeah. Sweet Tea, no, that nobody influenced me. No, they didn't influence me to go. I knew I was going before TM. I had told TM, so. But I wasn't wanting to be a secret. It wasn't really a secret. It was just like, I didn't really, it was more a safety thing just because all the drama and stuff. I just didn't want any problems. And I wasn't planning on really going to talk to Don and Candace anyways. I had a mission to talk to Fred.
Don said you were sneaking around up on his property.
Oh, I know. He sent that message to me. He sent that to me too. You know what? I wasn't even there when he said that happened.
That's what he said. He said that you caught them gone, and
yeah, he said Saturday. I wasn't even there on a Saturday.
You knew he would be gone, and you were up there.
He said at church. He said when he was at church, right? When he was at church, is that what he said? Because that's what he said in the message that he must have mass sent that to you and a bunch of people and accidentally sent it to me too because. I don't know. He messaged me acting like I was. I'm
not misinformed. I'm not misinformed. As for the Wells, for Domwell's stepsisters. I could be misinformed. I don't know a lot about this. I didn't ever get into the stepsisters business. I just heard, Don saying that the one that accused him of doing these things, was messing with a young guy or something, the age of 15 or something like that, 16-year-old boy. Is all I've ever heard about this, these particular sisters or so on and so forth.
You guys really think I would be dumb enough to go up
Right.
on a Wells property? I am
It's
not
not-
an aggressive type person like that. That is insane that you guys would say that.
But Don Wells did say that
No, And that's what
him and the one little girl, not Mary, but her younger sister, Jeannie. Yeah, Jeannie.
Mhm.
He had some kind of obsession with this little girl, and yes, he clearly said he did play house. He did bother this particular little girl. He said she initiated it. I don't know if that's true or not, but he also said she initiated it after he got his ass wrung out for saying that, yes, and he was sorry about what he done to her. He also told me that, she talked to him over the phone and he went back to Utah. He went back to Utah because of her when he was like 18 or 19 years old. He went back to Utah because of her. And I found out at that time she was only 12. So that's
Yeah.
pretty damn disgusting.
I do remember you saying that. I do.
Yes.
Hmm. So yeah, I've definitely heard that before. So that's probably correct.
Well,
heard it
Donna
before.
would have been 12 when this little girl was 6. When she was 6, he would have been 12. I think a 12-year-old knows better than to touch a 6-year-old, if you ask me. And, people want to say, well, this girl went with, a young man. Well, how is she supposed to know any better when people were doing that to her whole life, right? I mean, she tried to get help and everything and got threatened and shut down. And, what kind of mental damage did that leave this girl with, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, because like she shouldn't. The only reason why she thought a relationship like that was okay is because that's what she had been around. He's the older and one is supposed to have known better, and
Right. And I also heard there was some other ones that, now I can't say how true this is because I honestly don't know. This is just what I'm hearing. I can't say, hey, yeah, I talked to this person and yes, I know for a fact, it's being said or it might have happened. I don't know, but I do know that there was some other little nieces or cousins or something that said that, he tried to, violate them as well. And then he promised he wouldn't ever do something like that again. And next time he came around, he'd be trying to do it again. Pretty sick if you ask me, right? I mean,
just like he remember what he said to me on the phone call about the 12-year-old with a hot body or having a body from hell. Like,
no, that was Allie's granddaughter.
yeah, I know, but she was 12. Like,
she was just a little bitty girl, and he said she had a body from hell. He told me that as well.
His daughter had to, or his daughter, I'm sorry, his wife had to correct him instead of her being 13 and say, oh no, actually she's 12. And I'm like, they were acting like it was completely normal to talk like that about preteen children.
Well, you don't understand when she's up on that
weird.
hill. When she's up on that hill, she wasn't even 12.
Who looks at a 12-year-old like that? They don't even have a body at that point.
She
That's
was-
so weird. Ew.
At that time, she would have been only like 10 or 11. She wouldn't even have been 12. Because she was only 12. when
Right.
someone
Yeah.
came up
What age? Exactly. Good point. Because when he said that to me, she was 12, but who knows, like at what age
Allie-
was he
Allie
looking at
was-
her like that.
Allie hadn't been around them for 6 months when Summer came up missing because of the Jose thing. And then when Allie was up there hanging with them, that little girl would have only been 10, 11 years old. She wouldn't even have been 12. And that I understand she's the very one that they had to take, and why he picked her and said that about her and was mean about it is because she's the one that the oldest boy, I guess, got in the basement or something, tried to do something too, or did, and was about to get in a lot of trouble for. And he went off to Utah with him.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he did that. We do know for a fact that he did take Waylon down to Utah, or also the night that Summer went missing, he took Waylon down to Fred's.
Right. Absolutely.
He's taking Waylon everywhere. It's almost like I bet that boy is so traumatized. I bet he is so traumatized. I don't even want to know what kind of stuff that he's witnessed. And
from my understandings, they let that particular child get out of control, and they was already letting him start to abuse substance, right? I mean,
well, hopefully,
I know that the goody good should be legalized everywhere, right? I'm all for it. Take care of our national debt, legalize it. Everybody's got it anyway, and it is legal to have personal consumption in most places, and in a lot of places it's perfectly legal to have all you want. The point being is a little kid ain't got no business with it, right? I mean, that's something that, as I said, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, into adulthood, you're going to have enough problems with your kids once they hit those real teen years, right? Up in high school. At least try to keep them a kid through grade school and middle school, right?
Yeah.
Don't be a damn kid.
Right. Yes. I'm very open with my daughter. I mean, I know people give me a lot of shit about it, but she also tells me everything. So, I don't think the whole, we're supposed to also, I mean, I do have that relationship with my daughter, but at the same time, I want to also set her up for success. I don't want to,
right,
start, I don't want it to be a party, or else, once she turns 16, we're just over here partying all the time.
You have to raise your children with open communication, right? You can't have your kids fearing you, because that's when they start going behind your back.
Yeah, I know.
You have to have that open communication, right?
People need to give me shit however they want about how I am with my daughter, but she tells me everything. And
you have parents, the kid gets hurt, and they start screaming, hollering, carrying on. So a lot of times the kid gets hurt, it ain't going to tell, because they don't want to hear that parent carrying on. And you should not be like that. You need open communication with children. You gotta let your kids know, no matter what happens, we can handle it, right? We can handle it together. You get hurt, let me know. We'll take care of it. I mean, God forbid that you're just okay, right? We all do stupid things in this world. We all mess up in this world. We were there one time, right? We've all been there. We know, I think sometimes adults forget what it was like being a child and a teen. And that's why it's hard for them to keep that, that open communication and understanding with children. I didn't forget. So I keep that open communication with my kids, you know, exactly. That's the best way to have it. You're right, Ziggy. I mean, absolutely.
I see a lot of people saying things about us mentioning kids' names, but you know, their names are out there. I'm pretty sure. I can't check right now. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure the news has put out their names. Have they not? I don't know.
I
is there a
haven't.
problem with us mention? I didn't.
I haven't mentioned. I don't mention the kids' names. I just say the oldest one, the middle one, the younger one. You know,
Oh, okay.
I don't. I mean,
Well-
the only name I really ever mention is.
Oh,
Summer.
it's Waylon. It's Waylon. I think it's the one.
Yeah.
Mentioning, and I think.
No, that's the middle son. Josie's the oldest one.
Oh, yep. You're right. You're right. You're right. She's right. Yes. Yep. But yeah, well, we'll try not to say it, guys. Sorry. Because it's just, I wasn't thinking. I need to take up just a second break. So I'm going to play this video. This is something that I think this is the timestamp that.
This is where Allie tells on herself about Hunter not.
Yeah, I
going
can
to the
rewind it a
doctor.
little bit because after this part is the part that somebody was wanting us to play. So I can rewind if you want to hear this part.
Would it be?
You're going to pay for what you did to not only your kids, but ours as well.
And what's the message? If you have a message for Candace Wells,
Same thing.
We're down here in the summertime parade. Because we almost hit Candace.
But they,
What do you mean?
With the car?
but they never had any pictures of.
Well, was she unattended or
She's probably
something?
drunk. No, they were walking in the parade and she was walking and she was walking through. I haven't seen anything about them out here looking for that baby.
The night that
What about the church they go to? That 7-day.
out.
Yeah. What about that
They were
7-day
there
Adventist
I don't
church?
know about that church. I don't know.
the
nothing
night
about
that she went missing, she called Candace called me up about
So they weren't really
1 o'clock in the morning or something like
It
that.
seems like an
I
act.
said, Sherry, she's gone. I go,
It seems
what?
like an
What are
act.
you talking
And I was
about,
up there for
Candace?
most of the
You're
summer.
drunk. She goes,
So they weren't
Summer's
regular
gone.
parishioners at the
She's
church. They
missing.
went
She
once
walked
in
out
a
of the
while,
house.
but definitely
I
not
said,
regular.
what's in a hurry?
She said she walked out of the house. Summer walked out of the house. Well, she didn't say somebody took her out of the house.
She said she walked out of the house.
She walked out of the house. That's what Candace told you that night, 1 in the morning. What else she said?
That was about it because I hung up on her.
Yeah.
So she said Summer walked out of the house.
That was you.
Yeah, she goes,
Well, I didn't
she was
see him do it.
downstairs in the
She said, "They
basement.
just
She
saw
opened up the
you."
door
Remember he
and
cursed me
just
out? That was
walked
because
out.
I asked him when's Sum's birthday. That was you.
Yeah.
That's me. My statements will be heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you expect it to be end soon?
No,
I
No.
don't
Why?
know.
they know where her body is, and it's
If they don't let anybody up on the property, then that means she's probably
We're
good
hiding
chance she's
some.
up there. And they're trying to cover up where the bones are gone too, where there's nothing, you know.
No, I know.
Do you think Don Wells went to work? Did he go to work that day?
Oh,
we
no.
don't know. We don't
You don't
We
know.
don't know
No.
for sure
She came here,
in the morning.
picked up Hunter about 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And these were her words. We're going to go fishing. I want to take Summer fishing.
Not the boys,
Not the boys. No boys were with her.
just the stupid grandmother.
Grandma's in the hospital because the boys were in Gatlinburg and the boys kicked her in her bad knee.
She has a
You guys, I accidentally hit play on this other video. I don't know if you heard it, and it right then the advertisement was that girl farting in the the cartoon girl farting in the boy's face. I don't know if you heard that, but that's hilarious. I swear. Anyways, okay, what was I gonna say? Oh, about what she just said, the time. I wanted to stop there because she mentions 10 to 10:30 that Candace arrives there. Okay, that's important for us to note because we hear from that's about right, because we hear from the tree people that she left 8:30 to see, I don't know if that would be right, because
Yeah, it would give her time. It would give her time to get Grandis. It's a 45-minute ride. It would give her time to get Grandis to the doctor. And it's early in the morning. You know, it's
then
after
what if-
really rush hour, but you know,
Oh, I'm sorry, Alice.
so it would give her time to drop her off at the hospital but she did lie. She said that, you know, Hunter contacted her first. She was trying to make law enforcement believe that Hunter, no, she texted Hunter and then Hunter called her. I mean, he did call her first, but she initiated that call by texting him first. And he has not ever got his phone back as well. And they have not released Candace's 911 call, if you took note also.
Yeah. Wonder why. And they haven't told us any more information. I feel like they're on to somebody. I hope to God that's true.
Yeah.
I just hope to God that they're on to somebody.
I'm going to tell you who they're on to, Candace, because
and Andy and
Candace, they're on Candace way more than they was anyone. They was up there beating the door down because Donald would go to work and then he say, hold on, and he switch over and Candace is crying and screaming, you got to come home. You got to come home. You know, they're there. And then he would be flying home because they're there, you know, taking stuff from the house or questioning her. And she was freaking out. And she felt she was being interrogated all the time. And if you're not guilty, you're not going to be you feel like you're interrogated. I mean, if you truly have a missing child, you're going to open the door up. You're going to, you know, welcome these people in.
I have something to, okay, actually, I just thought of something. Sorry to interrupt. I just know I don't want to forget this because I was thinking about the timeline because she just said that they got there at 10 to 10:30. Fred had told me just even the last time I was there that he had saw Dawn. He said Dawn was there that day. He had saw Dawn 9 to 9:30 pulling into his driveway in the morning, and he had the boys with them. So that means, okay. So that's why I think there's some confusion about the boys going to work. For some reason, he must have brought them back. He must have took them and then for some reason brought them back. Maybe he was going to take them to work, but didn't end up taking them to work. You guys remember that confusion? Like about did the boys go to work? Did they not? So that would make sense why Fred saw Dawn driving up the driveway around 9 to 9:30. That would have been after Candace had left.
Mm-hmm.
Was Summer actually with them? Well, according to the tree people, I think that they said in my interview with them that the supervisor had saw Candace leave that morning, like 8:30 or something, 8:39 or something like that. I can't remember. We could check the videos.
One of them said that one of the tree trimmers said that they seen Don tried to say that when he got up, Summer was still in bed when he left. He covered her up. But one of the tree trimmers said that they had seen Don Wells actually pack Summer out and put her into Grandis's vehicle.
From
the house.
Yeah. Also, what about that couch thing? Somebody says that there was a couch down in the basement that's not there anymore. That was in front of that door.
It disappeared.
Yeah. And Buffalo, I put this on the screen because I wanted to let you know, I am getting to that part. I was just playing the part that's right before it because it was this part with Allie and them. And so, but that part's coming up. We're at okay, so you're saying that's at 136 though. Okay, I'll fast forward here in a second. So that will be the next thing we watch after the Allie, because it's almost over, I think. You think the yawning was lying? I do know that some ADHD medications cause yawning. So I don't know if that's possibly be why. I don't know with the H thing. hold on. Yes, like I did forget the grave. I did. Well, no, I didn't forget it. It wasn't like a forget. You guys do understand. I've been through a lot the last couple months, and my trip to Tennessee was it was me telling myself, this is, time to stop feeling sorry for yourself. This is the, beginning. It was the beginning of a year. It was a new start. That was why I decided to go to Tennessee when I did. Okay. And so that was, it was just time for me to,
Carly says, remember that PG tried to have a relationship with Dawn. With all due respect, I know. Right here on Ziggy's panel, Dawn came up and confessed I had nothing to do with him. So please, let's stop the lies. Let's just quit it.
Okay, let's continue this video a little bit.
Your knee or something. You know what I'm.
She had knee replacement. So they dropped Hunter back off here at 2:30. They're parked right in front of that.
With this pole?
Yep, facing this.
Facing which way?
So we got in the van after football practice. We went to the cookout. I was ordering everybody food. Got on my phone, and plain as day was an emergency child alert on Facebook from Hawkins County Emergency Services. I said, holy shit, she's really missing.
That's when you called me.
I called my mother. I said, check this. I said, Summer's missing.
And I said, no, you're bullshit.
I said, yeah, it's on Facebook. So then I hung up the phone with her.
Oh.
I called Candace.
Yeah.
She didn't answer. Came here. She called us back. No shed of tears, no nothing. I said, what's wrong? She goes, Summer's missing. I go, what do you mean?
Summer's gone.
Summer's gone. I said, what do you mean Summer's gone? Like, I started interrogating her. I said, what do you mean? I just seen you guys at 2:30 when you dropped Hunter off. What happened in between? Well, we came home and we planted flowers on the side of the house, and Mom was in her trailer. Summer wanted a piece of candy, so she went into Mom's trailer. Mom gave her a piece of candy. Summer wanted to go into the house and play with the boys. So I watched her go into the house to play with the boys. I went in the camper to fix Mom's bandage on her knee.
Then she went back
So
to
then
the
she went
house.
back- she goes, I went back over to the house, asked the boys if they seen Summer. They said she was downstairs in the basement playing. I said, did you look in the basement? Yeah, I tore it apart. I said, was the door shut? Locked? Was it open? That door always stayed shut.
Yeah.
And there used to be a couch in front of it. She goes, she's gone. What do you mean she's gone?
What was her? What was she? Was she crying?
No.
No.
She didn't shed a tear.
No tears.
Not one tear.
No, she faced me.
She wasn't hysterical. She was
No.
just calm.
She
Did
called
you
me on the
actually
phone.
see
They said
Summer
her
in the
face
car?
wasn't crying.
When they pulled up, yeah, she was
So you saw her.
She did.
Was she alive?
She was sleeping, but it was hot out that
She
day.
was sleeping.
They had the windows rolled up.
So this is another witness. These are more witnesses of Candace not having empathy. Then we also have the Fred as a witness saying that Dawn didn't have any empathy that night, that Candace went missing. The tree trimmers told me they also witnessed Dawn, I think it was the next morning, sitting there talking about politics, like, nothing was wrong, and talking about resurrection and stuff. This is not
Normal behavior.
Yeah. And so it makes me think, I do think that there's some shame I do think that Dawn feels a little bit of shame, I think. I think that's where why it looks like sometimes he seems to actually have some remorse or seems to be kind of emotional, but I don't know. Candace has she's the perfect type that would, if somebody, allegedly, she's the perfect type that would do something like that.
She can
Sorry.
do away with your ass and feel nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. That's just my opinion.
Because it was her, not her. Candace only feels empathy for herself, no one else.
Yeah, I don't think that I think Dawn, though, does feel a little bit of regret. And that would make sense why Rick Crawford had told Fred Hill that Dawn went to him, saying he regretted it, that he regretted it.
Regretted what?
He supposedly, what was it that he told, that Rick Crawford supposedly told Fred about, that they sold her for, or gave her away to wipe clean their sins? Some type of religious sacrifice. I mean, and it is weird that Dawn got all religious all of a sudden, because
Jody Sue said that the whales over there try to act like they're light, but they're as dark as her, and that the spider took the fly because it wanted to gain power. Do you remember her saying that?
I don't, but does anybody else that's in the...
Yes, she did.
Something about spider. I could never understand her, so I didn't watch her. But
she said that the spider
took
the fly to gain power. Now we all know enough about witchcraft and the occult to know that is definitely occult talking.
Okay, that would make sense. Did you see her backyard that I posted pictures of and stuff?
Yeah,
it looks like a satanic playground. It's so weird. I mean, it's creepy AF. Her mom's backyard. It seriously reminds me of something evil. I know it sounds crazy, but go look for yourself. I mean,
exactly.
I have it posted somewhere, but maybe I'll find it here in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she also said the perfect storm.
Right.
The perfect storm. Like she just got away with the perfect crime or something.
And she also said the Summer didn't die on that Tuesday. She died that weekend. And that weekend would have been some kind of, those weird holidays.
Yes, and so did Dawn. Remember, according to Dudley, he said that he would have thought it was like a couple days before Summer went missing. He was like, that Dawn seemed really, really down and depressed.
Right.
And that would have been the first day after the weekend, I think, right? What day was it that Summer went missing? Wasn't it
on a Tuesday?
Was it a Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay, I think it was Monday that he was saying he saw Dawn all down, sitting on the toilet, just looked like his dog just died.
And he was sitting in a bathtub in one of the he said Dawn was sitting in the bathtub in one of the houses they were doing, looking like he lost his best friend, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense. And you know what? Think about it. Who more perfect than Jody Sue and Candace to team up together? I mean, those two definitely have no empathy.
Right. Absolutely
definitely. Not. I don't know enough about Andy to say he doesn't have empathy. I can't. I mean, in my opinion, I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm just saying.
I know enough about him to know that, to know that what we see, what he's showing us of him and what he truly is, two different people. I mean, what I'm saying is Andy's mean as hell. Don't think he's not.
I mean, I would think so. I mean, birds of a feather flock together, and he was with Jody Sue the majority of her freaking life.
Right, exactly. Well, girl, I got to get out of here. I appreciate
What time are you going? Are you going live at 9:30? Because I can get off there right before, and I will send everybody over to you then.
Hey, girl, you should come over. You should come over and join me up on panel. God bless.
Okay.
Much love, dear. Much love.
All right, much love too. Same. Toodles. Ta-ta. Everyone has been through a lot. It's not an excuse to spread misinformation. Okay, what's the misinformation? Sitting in the truck. Oh, you're right, Kara. There was something about her. I think you're right. There is a rumor about that, about her about being on CCTV the day that she went missing. Thank you for the reminder, because I think that's correct. That did feel like old times. That was so good, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. But I do want to watch just a few more minutes of this, because I want to get to that part that I think it was Mountain Mama. Well, that's part of her name. Swimming were 2 different days. The milk jug and the swimming. Yeah, probably. That's probably has something to do with why Ansley Daniels doesn't take into account that video. Buffalo Mountain Girl. And that was at around timestamp 136. And we're there in 2 minutes, but I'm probably going to fast forward for a little bit of this, because maybe.
It was hot.
The windows were rolled up, and I wanted to give her a hug,
No
and she
air
said I couldn't give her a hug.
So right there,
Is that
where I
suspicious to
think-
you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you heard of secondary
I
drowning,
said I
right?
always hug
Yeah.
this baby. Whenever she
Whether
heard my
she's
name.
sleeping or not.
Secondary
Yeah,
drowning,
Wake up.
She
which
would
is
wake
what,
up and
like,
throw in my arms.
Where you swallow
She'd
so
be
much
out there
water and then
trying to
later
hug me in
on,
my
if you don't
house.
get it all or something, you're dry. I don't know.
She
So you-
loved a lot of outside people that were, she was clinging onto.
Did Hunter say like anything was going on in the car? Like did you ask him?
He
Like,
wasn't
was she alive? Was she awake?
He wasn't in the right state of mind when he came back, Ellie.
He wasn't talking. Like,
No.
I asked him how it was. He said fine. And then I didn't know anything about the alcohol at that time. His girlfriend's mom picked him up about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And when she came back with him, she goes, I got something to tell you. Hunter's got something to tell you. I'm like, what? He goes, Candace gave me alcohol.
In those puff.
That day.
Yes.
She said that he was like
He-
not himself.
He was not himself. I knew
was
something was
fine.
wrong.
He did.
And he will not talk. He's scared shitless. Maybe they threatened him because I know them to threaten kids because
And
they
later
threaten my
on-
grandkids.
Later on that night, Hunter shut down. And I didn't even know anything. And he had texted his girlfriend something. Her mom called me. I spazzed. Hunter was not himself.
Like, close back
Oh my
on.
God! Even you're almost in tears.
And I said, what's wrong? He wanted to talk to me. He wanted to come out of it or nothing. He was just sitting there rocking back and forth. My homegirl had to come. And we had all we could do to get him out of that house, out of his room, and sit him at this table. I had to call TBI back up. Maybe he was trying. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Something
definitely.
happened at that
I
water
think-
hole that he
I think
saw.
he sobered up or whatever you want to call it and remembered. Maybe she did drown there. Maybe she did.
He will not talk about it.
But he will not talk about it. He wasn't the
That's
same when he came
pretty
back.
bad in and of
I'm
itself,
sorry.
You know that.
I'm sorry.
And I
Sorry.
get in trouble.
Okay, so this right here is what Tennessee Mountain was saying. I keep forgetting her name. I keep confusing her with somebody else. But anyways, this right here is the part that she was mentioning. Oh, Fred's a suspect. Okay. I don't know. I guess if that's I mean, that's how you want to. I mean, I don't know who. I guess that's a matter of opinion. Maybe he is considered a suspect. I have no idea. I mean, from what I'm understanding, he worked with law enforcement in this case, so it's hard for me to believe that. But I mean, crazier things have happened. So, anyways, right here, I guess they all feel that baby, all of them. Therefore, they share an accumulated guilt in my eyes. Yeah. You heard it really clear with your ear pods, Peppermint. So you hear something about he's going to R her. Okay. Okay, let's listen, because that's crazy. If that, If that really happened, then that's crazy. Oh yeah, we're gonna be playing it right now. I just wanted to make everybody make sure you got your earbuds in, you're listening, okay? Because let's listen for this because I want to hear it too.
You think your leg hurt? I'm not too bad. Do what? It looks bad. Can you don't need an ambulance? No, I don't need a medical assistance. Okay. It's just a stuffed up place. Yes, I am. Can I name? What? Ma'am, are you still there? Yeah, I'm here. What's going
This road here in Hawkins County was where Summer Wells was last seen 1 week ago. It's also where her father, Don.
When you called me.
I called my mother. I said, check this. I said, Summer's.
Talk about it. He wasn't the same when he came
pretty
back.
bad in and of itself,
I'm sorry.
You know that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm going to listen to it again because I didn't hear the part about did I miss it? But I did hear the part he's trying to hurt her. Sounds as clear as that as a spirit box. Did it say on the screen when I was closing my eyes and trying to really listen really well. So maybe I just didn't hear it. So I want to listen to it one more time. And then after we hear that, I am going to go here. So probably in 10 or 15 minutes. He tried to hurt my daughter twice. Seriously, it sounds like it's. Summer yelling, help me. Yeah, I did hear the help me. But I didn't hear he's going to R her. All right, let's listen one more time. Wait, hold on. There's a question up here. Can we see the poll results before you go? Oh, shit. Yeah. Hold on. Let's play this too at the same time. And I will do that.
And I get in trouble.
You think your leg hurt? I'm not too bad. Do what? It looks bad. Can you don't need an ambulance? No, I don't need a medical assistance. Okay. It's just a stuffed up place. Yes, I am.
This road here in Hawkins County was where Summer Wells was last seen 1 week ago.
I don't know. I didn't hear the R part, but I definitely did hear her say he's trying to hurt my daughter. But so the poll results I just did pull up, which is very actually I think is about right. Candace and Jody Sue almost tied for first place as the most sus of all. So Candace got 44%, Jody got 42%, Indy got 7%, and Dawn got 4%. That was out of 360 votes. So Candace was the most sus of all, but she, Jody was right behind her at 42%. I believe Andy's pretty sus, but he's been smarter and stayed out of the spotlight. So, that's why he's not number one suspect or, high up on the list, I'm assuming. I'm trying to see if I don't see where Prayer Garden has a live scheduled yet. I was hoping to end and send you guys all straight over there. Do the poll again. Right. It could have been the kids. He's trying to hurt Summer. That could have been talking about one of the boys. Right? Or was she saying she's calling her dog Lucky? Assholes. The road is where Summer was last seen, not the basement of this house on this road. She was last seen on this road. Oh no, I want to hear that real quick.
This road here in Hawkins County was where Summer Wells was last seen 1 week ago. It's also where her father, Donald Wells, was arrested back in October over a domestic assault incident. That incident led to her mother filing an order of protection against him the following day. Tonight, Summer's father tells us that he and his wife have put that incident behind them, and all they want is for their daughter to come home safe.
That's all we can hope for, is for God to produce a miracle for all the Christian folks around here, because there's so many people praying.
Authorities say Summer Wells' parents have cooperated during the investigation, but according to Hawkins County court documents, this is not the first time officers were dispatched to the home on Ben Hill Road. They were there on October 14th for a domestic assault. Summer's mom, Candace Bly, told officers Donald Wells came home drunk and saw someone else in the house and believed that Bly was cheating on him.
I was in Utah, so she was thinking one thing and I was thinking another, but once we got to talk and figure things out, we smoothed it all out. I mean, it's just we weren't on the same page, a lack of communication.
The following day, Bly filed an order of protection against Wells. In the order, she says Wells drinks and throws things and that he was mentally and physically abusive. She said, quote, "I am afraid for my children and myself."
Because we were fighting, of course, people are going to tell the police whatever to get their way. we worked it out. She's apologized to me.
4 days later, Bly asked for the charges to be dismissed. Wells pleaded guilty to possession of a handgun while under the influence and turned the weapon over to the sheriff's office. The domestic assault charges and unlawful possession of a handgun were dismissed.
She's went to the district attorneys. She even talked to the judge and told him that she made a serious mistake. And, and that's the end of it. She didn't get hurt, and I never hurt nobody.
After a full week of searching and still no sign of his little girl, Wells cherishes the last time he saw her.
The night before, she asked me to hold her hand where she could twirl. She loved to do that. And that's the last time I really.
I honestly can't say, but I remember, the only thing that I can remember, it was thinking, well, I might as well just work late because they're busy doing other things and there's no point in me going home because I don't want to go home and sit there by myself. So I figured I'd just work late that day. And that's, yeah.
Okay. And why did Don call?
I have no idea. He just called. I don't even know if he was working at the time.
Okay.
But if he was working, he obviously wouldn't know that.
Real quick, Jose came up in that call, and it's hard for me not to think or go there in my mind about Jose and him unaliving himself. It's just like, it just makes me wonder if there was something heavy on his heart. I don't know. And we'll never know now, probably.
That there was some dude looking at the little kids.
Well, the only thing I know is, I call her from time to time just to see what she's doing. And she said that she's taking care of some prescriptions or whatever. It seemed to me that it was later than that, but because I made up my mind, well, they're busy doing this and whatever, I might as well just stay late at work. So I was working late. Anything like this in my life, so it's been quite a lesson to me. I've never been on YouTube or Facebook or anything. I probably never will again if I can help it, but it's been quite an experience. It's been very educational. I've learned a lot.
So, yes or no to the question?
Okay. Oh, well, no.
Oh my God. She was like, so yes or no to the question? Okay, so I stopped it right here because I noticed at this point there's the famous part where the famous night where Don made his rounds. I think he came on my channel and said the N-word and called me the N-word and called all of us the N-word. And then was it the same night that he ended up at Molly Golightly's and was yelling at his wife at like 4 a.m. that he has 7 alibis and she has none? Well, whenever that was, this is this part. This is the part right here.
Right? They haven't accused you of Candace or anything, right? Guys, I heard.
Man, I got. Hey, you have to. I have 7 alibis.
What?
If not more. Baby, don't break my fucking door. Come on.
No,
I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got time. She's going down. Candace ain't got time. She's going down. Candace ain't got time. She's going down.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see anything like
No.
Oh my God, it's your girl Ziggy. Here we go. It's yours truly.
Really? See, I got a piece of equipment part that come out there. I hollered that morning. I didn't recognize them, but later that day, well, the next day when the FBI got it, Randy brought it to my attention.
That's right.
The guy I used to work with.
Oh, okay.
He, they actually talked to him there. I was in the pickup truck. I was in the pickup truck. The mother, the mama, and son. Yeah.
Yeah, did you see anything like
No, not really. See, I got a piece of equipment part that come out there. I hollered that morning. I didn't recognize them, but later that day, well, the next day when the FBI got it, Randy brought it to my attention.
That's right.
The guy I used to work with.
Oh, okay.
He, they actually talked to him there. I was in the pickup truck.
Okay, just for clarity right there, what he's talking about is he's telling me, he's saying, okay, so Randy is the one, right now he's talking about the innocent, the morning that Summer disappeared. He's telling me about how his coworker Randy at the time actually talked to Candace that morning, that Candace on the way out of the holler stopped and talked to Randy, this guy Randy. That's another person that hasn't been talked to. That would be awesome to hear from, because to get straight from him, like what time did he see Candace? Let's listen if it says anything about Summer being in the car, because I can't remember. I was wanting to find this the other day, so I'm glad that Miss Christine here did it for me.
The mother, the mama, and son.
so you saw one?
Well, she was in the truck. Randy said that she laid up in the back of the truck.
Did she? Oh.
I totally forgot about that. So supposedly that would be somebody great to talk to if he saw, because now that we got these rumors that, Summer disappeared, days before, or went missing days before actually, or now, with these rumors about that video with Summer on the milk, possibly not being the day that she went missing. And also Fred also telling me, Summer's head was shaved several times. Kind of, that kind of makes things complicated. So let's see what time this happened.
The extended cab?
Yeah, I guess it was Thursday.
Was that morning?
Yeah.
No,
because where we're from Moore County area that way, they give us drive time. At that time, we was leaving 3:30 of the day. So we didn't know nothing about it until we come back to work the next morning.
You guys know of Fred Hill, Jamie Killian? Any of those names ring a bell? Definitely John. Well, do you know Don Wells or not? Okay. So he's blaming. So Lake Scout over here. Don't know him either.
No.
Yeah.
It was actually outage that day. I worked the repairs of the beard. He was one working over there most of the day. I think it was like later part, like after lunch or something.
So your guys' work crew saw Summer the morning.
Yeah. I was over there at like that's before you started, wasn't it? No, I worked that out. When he hit that guy work, that was the same day.
So
yeah, we was up the holler the day y'all was.
So why did they stop and talk to the?
We had the roadblock for a big piece of wood.
But did they talk to the Randy? You said that
Randy. Yeah, Randy spoke to him.
And she was.
No, he's back in North Carolina.
Randy, what's his last name? You know, do you think he would talk to me?
I can't know what Randy. Randy.
You all want Davy?
Yeah,
You
Davey.
want what you want?
Wolf and Davey's pretty much the same thing. Yeah,
It's captioned on the video, guys. If you watch, she's typing it out. It was Summer who was laid up, that they're saying was laid up in the back. It was Candace, the mom, and Summer is what he said that Randy, his coworker, saw the morning that Summer went missing. He claims, according to a coworker, now this is hearsay because it's not directly from Randy, but yeah, we need to talk to him. I remember really for a time trying to reach out to this guy and figure out who he was and stuff, but I've never made contact. So if anybody, I'm constantly giving you guys people, well, not you guys, but like other creators, people to reach out to, because we really need to talk to new people. We need to talk to, and then we can like put this shit together like a puzzle piece if we all work together. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to solve it or anything like that, but we're not going to get anything done just being divided.
So, bunch of us from up around that way, Moretown. I live in Moretown.
Oh, do you?
I'm so we lost our contract in Jefferson City. I'm Paul Jr.
Oh, Junior. Oh, Junior.
Childress.
Oh, your name's Paul Childress? That's a common last name here, isn't
You're
it?
from Tass.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know where Bates Station's at.
Yeah, I drive through Main Station every day here.
Okay. So there wasn't a lot of
Are you
bombing.
guys park your equipment here at night or something?
And all
Out here, no, it was pretty cool. Like, everybody wasn't in any conflict. The only thing that went on was
Where's
right when I
Bowser
got out
Cemetery?
was the Afghanistan flight.
Has it been? You haven't pulled up? Okay.
We had a few guys sent over there. I know there are a couple of cemeteries up that way. I can't remember what was name of the bombs went off.
I went
We
to
did
that.
lose
I went
some
to. That's why I was walking over there to check to see if that was Bowser.
And what's your name is?
Scott
Scott
Sanders.
Sanders.
Yeah.
Has threatened to kill Don. Cause he brought his name up.
Craziness. I mean, so
We were down there past her house. I think she lives on the Ben Hill Road. We were down past it, and there's like a gravel entrance, and we had an incident there. Went and helped the lineman put the line back there.
okay, so
And, they did send us in there, but it was just turning the trucks around.
yeah,
I think maybe some other guys
that
were-
driveway is
What are
ridiculous.
you working on? Is that the one where that creek's right there, that big old
Yeah.
dead tree? Yeah, we was working on that. I put the dead tree down.
Yeah, and their house was like.
They don't come up there this morning. We come in after all that stuff happened. Talking about presidents, yeah.
The day after
The
summer.
day, yeah. They're talking about him being in prison and all that. Yeah. I thought, boy, that just don't. Who does that? You know, that accused me. So why the hell would you be going to talk about stuff like that?
The day next.
Okay, this is an important part for everybody to remember too, is the fact, this is what I was talking about. The morning after Summer went missing, her father, Don Wells, was talking about President Trump and, his love for Trump and the resurrection, and he wasn't upset at all, according to the tree guys. And they might say a time here, so that's important to note too. There was something else I was going to say, but I got sidetracked. Which doggy is that? That's probably the one that Caitlin wanted that got killed like a couple of weeks after we asked for it. But we're happy we got Athena. Athena's now our family. There was something else I really needed to tell you or say, but that they were talking about. because they said they saw Randy saw Candace, her mom, and Summer in the truck the morning that Summer went missing. So I wonder if he can confirm. I wonder if he said laid up in the back. He said laid up in the back. There's a lot of Summer laying in the back of that vehicle that day. People witnessing her in the back. And her being asleep. We have that video. Then we have Allie wanting to say hi to her. We have Randy that morning seeing Summer laid up. When you say laid up in the back, that means that to me that seems like sleeping. Exactly. You want to talk about anything but her passing. Exactly. But Don, he goes into great detail. He says to me on a phone call that we were playing yesterday that Summer's probably in a hotel room getting, traded for crack or drugs. Who says that? Who says that?
Next day, his hero is Donald Trump. So
Well, I know he was up on that morning when we got there.
like super early, or
Around probably 8:30.
oh, he didn't go to work ahead. But yeah, that's
They actually got fired for tearing the line down, and this is his old truck and everything. I got his truck now. No, he transferred over to Charlotte.
They haven't accused you of Candace or anything, right? Guys, I heard
Man,
about
hey, yes, sir. I have 7 alibis.
What?
If not more. Baby, don't break my fucking door. Come on.
Really? You were at work.
Come on. Don't break the fucking door.
Open it then.
You dumb bitch.
Oh, you call me a dumb bitch?
You break my fucking door.
Yeah, fuck you.
You dumb motherfucker.
that's insane.
No,
I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't going down. She's going down.
you were at work. Right?
Yep.
I'm gonna trade one of them next.
Yep.
And they've always said you were at work.
Yep.
I knew a guy who took Keller with the boys. I did know that. Okay. But I did not know that Tom took Keller with Summer. That I didn't know.
I think
We
that's
got
funny.
to cool down. No, fuck no!
There's a creek up and down it.
Yeah, I mean, what is this creek called? The Beach Creek?
No, this is Walker's Ford.
Walker's Ford. But they all connect, right?
Well,
No?
the one,
What you're saying, she's not been seen since she is at this point.
Right there is, see that yellow sign right there?
Yeah.
So there's a video out there of a milk, her laying on milk jugs in the back of their truck.
I would check this creek right here. You never know about. They could have went behind that church and thrown her in that creek.
Yeah. So the church is around the corner. What's the name of that church?
Walker's Ford.
Walker's Ford. Yeah.
The creek goes right around that church right there. You can see it. You can get out there.
Has authorities? You live right there?
no, I live in the house right back here on the
Oh, okay. So has authorities ever came to you guys?
No.
Nobody.
I mean, if this was the last place up and she was seen, I'd start at that creek right there myself too. I mean, either I'm like everybody else, they think it's crazy ass bunch has done something with her, but at the same time, if they've done something with her, they had to do something with the body.
Exactly.
But the creek would be the first thing I would be looking in on the creek bank. But we've had big rain.
Yeah, and it's been a year.
You know, you asked me about, but, you know, there's a lot of low lives down in the basement.
Oh, is there?
That way, but you're on down. There's a lot of them. I mean, strung out and stuff, but they're not that way.
But the sheriff of this county would participate in about anything you done to him.
Yeah, and you guys haven't seen them do anything. And this is the route. I mean, their home is like literally 10 miles that way.
6 miles.
6 miles, so you know.
From that my house there to Beacon Hill Road, 6 miles.
Yeah.
But now,
Does she appear to be alive in the video? I mean, just laying on the milk jug?
Honestly, no. She's asleep.
They may have already killed her, and they if you ask me, they're crazier than hell anyway.
Yeah. Oh, you know them?
Well, no, but I mean,
You've
not
heard of
personally,
them.
but them.
I've met them.
Oh, you met who?
I know them.
We know about everybody around here.
See,
but
like say, up in that, if you go past where their house, up their driveway,
Yeah.
go on up, and there's a big old barn up there on the right.
Yeah.
And some people out Merlin, Richard, his name's Richard.
I don't
He's
know.
got the house up behind the big barn.
I know there's a junkyard back there.
Two driveways up.
Okay.
But that's where I was raised at.
Oh, really?
I've got land on the other side of the road.
Okay.
On the left.
Oh, on the Beach Creek on the
Ben Hill
by
Road.
on Ben Hill Road. Okay.
I own, right up above.
Okay.
See, and I used to go down and place and hunt and go down and do this and that. And then,
for the kids
I'd
that run off by
I'd meet
themselves
him.
is nonsense because the terrain's too rough for them to go anywhere.
Have you met Don?
Yeah, I bet Don. See, I'd stop talking to him at times. You
Yeah.
know, you see him down there putting up a gate.
Yeah.
And this and that.
Yeah. Have you met Candace?
Yeah, I've seen her around, but I've never really talked to her.
What's your take on them?
They look inbred.
Look inbreds.
They look like brothers and sisters.
Interesting. Yeah, because this is Lone Star and Merle. And that video, again, it turns.
But
I'm talking
yeah,
to
that's,
the press man.
they could have done anything. Like I said, if she looked like she
But I
was
don't
asleep
think
back at Crystal, I'd be searching them crazy.
Okay.
Because that's the only place they could get throw her out and nobody could see her. You know what I mean?
TBI's done searches in the wintertime, but
But you know, like Terry was saying, it is so rough and growed up down in there that no kid is.
That kid ain't gonna wander off in
Yeah.
that part of the
I
country.
mean, I grew up in that holler there, and it's rough. And I rode horses. That's what we rode horses in there all the time.
People wonder why you just turn your kids loose out in the country and places like that around here. Well, hell, it's too damn steep for them to go anywhere.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
So right there corroborates with what Fred Hill said about them working with horses, because he claims that that's their problem with him. Fred and these guys, I guess, have some type of beef. Because of some type of business deal gone wrong when it comes to horses, and Fred working with horses. He knows how to break them. And thank you so much, Jeannie. How do you say it? Gina? Could she have been married off? Holy gosh, I hope not. But I will play the part where he says about Fred. But that is interesting that they mention horses. Satellite image of small body and 2 pieces of clothes appeared. Christine has it. How'd she get that? I do have to get off here in a second, but you got piqued my interest. I need to also check, see if Prayer Garden's live yet, because I said I would send everybody over there. If she is she gonna set up her live, or I don't see. I don't see anything set up for her yet. Still,
She
It's sort
wasn't,
of like turning.
and why are you gonna go into a house like that to kidnap when you don't know? You know, I mean, it don't.
It doesn't make sense.
No, that part's all.
Wasn't
You
the
know,
little girl supposed to start school?
That's what the mother claimed. She told the media that she was enrolling her daughter into school.
Look here. My theory, this is just my damn theory about it. I believe the sick son of a bitches were sexually assaulting her, and they were afraid she'd go to school and end up killing her. And they've done something to the little girl. That's much my theory. That's because of that kind of sick in school. They babble. I mean, hell, I've got grandkids. They talk. You wouldn't believe some of the shit my tells me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just a theory in my head. Sometimes that works out pretty good in a lot of people.
You know, just I hope.
Okay.
I hope she's found. You know, like.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
I got about four
But,
of them
yo,
all trying to bring to keep feathers on.
like I say, the people down there, there's not been anybody down in there forever.
I thought, they
Yeah,
had
I mean, they some low lives, but yeah, they're pretty good.
You know anything about the Bernards?
They'd kill a man over a kid. I know them. I've run with them. I've rode horses. I grew up with them.
So you go.
No, there's none of that shit.
Yeah.
There's none of that. Hey, there's no kind of mafia down here on this creek. No war, nothing. Jody Sue. That's one of your local yeah, I know. But yeah, they're good people. George lives out here.
Yeah.
Is a fine retard for me. He swims real good. Polly's old, you know, and stuff. And the girl she's got kids of her own, and I know it. And Andy, the boy, I've known him since he's been a little old boy. Pretty good boy. A little wild, but you know what I mean. He ain't nothing. I mean, he was. Lord, they wasn't.
Yeah, because Jody Sue came out and said she heard a scream that day, and
Andy told me that.
Oh, Andy told you that? Did he really hear a scream, or she did?
Said she did, or something, you know, and that did.
Yeah.
He told me that the other day.
Oh, so he's still talking about it. Like people are still.
He stopped down here and you know, I played on some vehicles and stuff. You know, he was hunting a camper. You know, on the road, and I've got a small one down here, but he was hunting a bigger camper.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there talking, and he was talking about.
You notice that Andy's always looking for a cab or a camper. I was going to play the rest of this, but like those guys talking, but I think I'm going to get off here. Be friends with Edmund Redmond. Oh, really? Well, that makes a lot of sense too. Who said what? Yes, that's supposed to be Sam I think that's exactly who Fred said it was. The Stedmans. Yes. He's supposed to be friendsies with Edmund Redmond. Oh, that makes a lot of sense why they would talk negative about Fred. Because the Redmonds, oh my gosh. Ed does not like Fred. They do not like each other. So, you know, it's all about property, guys. These people are they're all fighting over property. The Redmonds want the whole freaking holler, according to Fred. and Fred won't sell. They're living in Fred's grandparents' house. The Redmonds are. That's a good point. Not long ago, he went on a live to raise money for a camper. Yeah, it was such a fun night. Thank you guys so much. And thanks to Prayer Garden. I'm going to drop her channel link. I still don't see a live setup. But EGOA. There you go. Play which what? What part? Play which part? Play what part is she talking about? Them saying they don't like Fred? No, everybody knows that. I want to go. You can go play. You can go live and play it, Tiffany. All right. All right, guys. I will talk to everybody later. Thank you all so much.